Hello, welcome to this video. This video we are going to cover toolchain setup required for ESP32. The process will be very straightforward, but sometime for beginner it's hard to follow. We are going to use VS Code, one extension provided by Espressive. So the process is pretty straightforward. So make sure you have VS Code installed on your machine. VS Code is supported on Windows, Linux and Mac OS as well. In VS Code, you just need to click on extension and search the Espressive-IDF. So if you just put Espressive or whatever, you're gonna find out the Espressive-IDF. This is extension helpful to download everything in background, so you don't need to do that manually by command line. You can see how many times this extension is downloaded, and we are going to install. And after installing, you can see a new menu item, ESP-IDF Explorer. So what we will be doing here is making sure the ESP-IDF Explorer is configured properly. So you can go to command palette and search for ESP-IDF welcome. If you type ESP-IDF welcome, and you can see the options here. So the quick action menu shows you configure extension, new project, import project, and other options here. We will be focusing on configure extension. If you are doing this first time on your system, when you install the extension, it will add this as a menu item, and when you click on that, you will be landed on this page directly. Some cases, if you already have installation done, you might not be able to get to this point straightforward. So you need to maybe go to welcome page and find it here. And here we have options Express Advanced using existing setup. So if we click on Express, we need to select a server. Expressive is fine, and we need to select the IDF version. Go with the release version, so 5.1.1. In this series, I will be using 5.1.1. If you are following the same code, maybe later on there might be new versions. I would recommend sticking with the 5.1.1. And then next we have a C user, then username, and then the ESP and Espressive two folders. So sometimes this is a problem if you have a previous installation and there are some data available in these folders. So you can quickly confirm by going to the same folders. So go to C drive users and your username and make sure. So for example, I have Espressive here and I have ESP here as well. I would recommend delete these folders for now. If you don't have these folders, then you are good. If you have these folders, because sometimes we work on one project and then we switch to another project and you are coming back and you don't realize you already have some versions of the ESP toolchain installed. Just to make sure it's a clean start, so we can double check these folders are deleted already. So I deleted that one folder and I'm looking for the other. So I don't see that folder is okay. I deleted both the folders. That's fine. Go to welcome, find out the configuration button, and then click here Express. Select the Espressive, select the version, and leave these as it is. Okay, and install. This is going to take about couple minutes depending upon your internet speed. Okay, so we can see these are the steps this IDF extension have taken. For example, installing a pre-request is, and then installing the IDF version we selected, and then also other tools. All these tools are getting installed automatically. This is very straightforward and helpful, and it saves a lot of time, and you don't need to configure by yourself and setting so many environment variables and making sure those things are correct. So that takes a lot of your time. So you can notice there are a lot of debug logs here, and make sure you wait until you see this screen. All settings have been configured, and you can now close this window. We can close this debug logs as well and close everything, and maybe close VS Code once and reopen it. Just give it a moment. We can see this extension menu is there, and we will just quickly just look at the welcome screen back again. There is some issue. Okay, doing this on a system where the installation was present before, that's when problems happen. When you have a brand new system, this process is pretty straightforward. Going to the the welcome screen. It's not showing up. I'm gonna close it again. Okay, this time it works, and we can click on show examples, use current ESP-IDF. Yes, so this is working. This is how sometime it takes a while to spin everything up. So give it a moment, maybe close your VS Code session and open it. If it still give you issues, maybe restarting your system may help. So I'm going to command palette, welcome, and show example and hello world, and create project using example. If you click on that, it will ask you to select a location. So I'm going to create a folder here. Okay, so we have this folder. I probably do not pick anything here. So I will just click outside and let's go to the main project here. So this is the Hello World project. Before we can build, we need to make sure the chip is selected, the target chip. So you can go to command palette and type ESP-IDF target, set expressive device target. Okay, it's gonna show you the current project. We have one, the hello world. Select that. It will provide you options. So I'm gonna use ESP32. If you are using different chipset, then you need to select the same which you have. And then it's gonna ask you to select a kit. I'm using this rover kit. I'm going to select that. If you are using different one, you can use select other kit as well, or maybe a custom board. So go with the existing kit. This rover kit is pretty good to start. If you don't have it, maybe you can order one. This comes with the display and buttons and RGB LED and other onboard hardware. So I will be using the rover kit in this series. Okay, I made that selection and just wait for this configuration process to be done. You need to build this project. So you can do that from this bottom menu toolbar. Just click on ESP-IDF build project. So it's going to build our project. Let's make more room here. Just make sure you select the target before building your project. Or sometime if you are doing multiple projects and opening and closing, I would recommend doing a clean before a build if your build is failing. So you can look at the options here, full clean. So it's a delete icon here. So full clean will clear out all and then you can build it. So as we can see, this project is run into error. So can't open, there's no such file or directory. I think the problem is in the name of the folder. So if you go, yeah, I have a space in the name. I think that's the issue. So I'm going to close this and I'm going to fix this. Actually, I'm gonna cut, paste it here and maybe delete this folder. And now if you open, we need to open that folder. So I'm just gonna ignore these all pop-ups. This is pretty good example because we built earlier, but we didn't succeed. So I will clean. So I'm gonna click on the build project. So let's see this time if it builds successfully or not. So I'm telling you, this happened only when you are already working and you stop working, you switch to another project, you came back and you have some leftovers. We just need to make sure we start with cleaning the previous installation, as we did in the extension installation process. And here we have found the issue when you have space in the name. So make sure when you are creating any project, there is no space in the name. Yes, so that was the issue. So this project built successfully. So we can see. I'm going to connect the dev kit and we're gonna load this project on it. I just plugged in development kit, and next thing I want to make sure is selection of the COM port. So you can see this COM1. If I'm clicking on COM1, it's not giving me options. So I need to maybe double check in the device manager. It seems like no COM port here. So some issue is there. I'm gonna disconnect. Okay, so this time it works. I'm actually using a hub. Maybe that's why. So if I click on this to select a port, I can see two options. These two COM4 and COM5. If you have a rover kit, you will see two ports. We can find out why we have two, but just simply go with the higher port number. So if we have here 4 and 5, I will go 5 here and select the project. So we can select the flash method. So if you look the bottom menu here, so you can see these options. We select the flash method. So we are going to use UART. Now you can see it's selected and flash the device. Okay, so we are writing the firmware on the device. So it's a flash done. And next is the monitor. Again, bottom menu, click on monitor. Okay, so this is our program running. We have seen it prints out hello world, then restarting in this much of time. So okay, so basically what's going on, we are printing the hello world and then restarting again. Okay, so this is pretty much the hello world example. I know this is still showing as undefined, but as we compiled successfully, there is no issue. This can be fixed. We need to add one line. Okay, so in this file, if you go to VS Code and CPP properties to add this line here, I will be adding this line in the description so that you can copy and save it, and you can see that the error is gone. And then the next step would be working on the Wi-Fi and the storage piece so that you can store your credentials in the ESP. Then you can connect using those credentials with your Wi-Fi. Then you have option to change those credentials wirelessly using local web server. That will be the next project. If you are enjoying this series, provide your feedback via comments, provide your suggestions if you are looking at any other help. If this series is valuable to you, make sure you subscribe this channel because that will increase the reach of this channel. That will help me as a creator. Thank you so much for your time. See you in the next video.